Welcome to Tales Historia, where we examine the characters, maps, and events of Tales Runner to understand their lore and history. Today, we are looking at the 19th Tales Runner character, Lucy, the fairy, in honor of her birthday. Let's dash in. Lucy is a young fairy whose duty is to protect nature and serves as a healing priestess. She served under Queen Angelus, who taught her various spells. She comes from the Valley of the Wind in Talesland's Chaos region, but it eventually becomes the Scattered Breeze Valley of the Wind due to Anubis' attack under the Snow Queen. Lucy was first revealed on October 30th, 2015, with an event to have users suggest names for her. Her name was selected on November 16th of the same year and eventually saw her release on February 24th, 2016. She marks the longest time Tales Runner has not released a new character at 587 days after She-Hulk. Lucy has 3 sets released of her and 2 special items for the premium pre-order package. One set is the Beatas set, which means blessed, and is said to resemble someone close to Lucy. Another is the Angela set, which translates to angelic, and is based off Lucy's mentor, the Fairy Queen. Although it isn't mentioned, due to the similar appearance to Lucy, Angelus is believed to be related biologically to Lucy. The final one is her starter or normal outfit, Eileen, which is a name meaning bright one that refers to her name's own meaning of light. The 2 items released as premium pre-order bonuses were the Evgenia wings and crown. Evgenia means noble, likely referring to her place in the land of fairies of being high up in the class system. Lucy can possess the special pet Flora, which allows her to transform during Fury when worn to the Flora set. For those who pre-order the sets, they got to vote on which was the most popular. From most popular to least, fans chose Beatas, Eileen, Angelus, and Flora. As I was someone who pre-ordered the premium package, I voted for Angelus. Currently, Lucy stands at 162 centimeters tall and weighs 43 kilograms, which is roughly under 64 inches and 95 pounds respectively. No blood type or age is given for Lucy, but she is said to be 15 years old in fairy years. Lucy's birthday is August 24th, making her fall under the Virgo constellation. Her birthday may come from a wordplay between fairy and Elsa in Korean. Valley is H2 in Korean, sounding like fairy, yet this extends into Yibsa, which sounds similar to Elsa to get 4. However, this is a stretch, and the most notable aspect of her birthday is that it is one of the days with the highest death tolls due to many events killing thousands of people occurring on this day, similar to Lucy and the fairy tribe under the Snow Queen's attack. The most notable event that occurred was the eruption of Mount Vesuvius in 79 AD, killing more than an estimated 3,300 people. Both the eruption and Lucy's story share many similarities to the events that transpire. They eliminate the population of a region where they are dead or encased in something. Only one survivor exists to recount the tale. Darkness covers the land. Soft powder cloaks the area with heavy layers. And I should probably stop comparing Lucy to Pompeii right now. Lucy is from the Valley of the Wind in Talesland and serves as the guardian fairy of nature that has the role of healing and purifying the realm's inhabitants. Her wish is to revive the fairies lost during the Snow Queen's terror. So-yeon voices Lucy, who also happens to voice Elsa from Frozen. In an interesting turn of events, So-yeon also voices Elsa the Snow Queen in Tales Runner. Due to these similarities and the connection both Lucy and Elsa share, some fans speculate Elsa and Lucy are related. Both have blonde hair, pointy ears, and wear blue dresses. However, the dresses are quite similar in appearance, where there are sleeveless with armbands to hold up the dress, contain a choker connected to the dress, and the dress skirt dips below the thigh, but the dress trail extends down to their feet. Furthermore, both of their names are similar to one another when rearranged in Korean, and this complies with Lucy's alternate names as well. Strangely, it was Elsa who froze Lucy, and it was the inhabitants of the valley who sent her to Talesland. It could be that Elsa spared Lucy because she is her daughter. This would receive a confirmation when a question in Tales Academy's racing subject King asked, "Who is the mother of the Tales runner Lucy?" with the Snow Queen being the correct response. However, This contradicts the story that the Snow Queen killed Lucy's family, unless they were an adoptive family and Elsa is Lucy's biological mother. Lucy's stats are average to most, and this results in people not choosing her because she is similar to other average characters like Charlie, Ming Ming, and D&D. Her stats are 4 speed, 4 acceleration, 3 power, and 3 control. Her passive is 5% luck and contains the unique ability to change eye colors during the day and night. The time is synced to the server time at 6 AM Korean Standard Time for blue eyes in the day and 6 PM Korean Standard Time for purple eyes at night. While this trait is unique to Lucy, it appears it isn't related to her being a fairy, but there are 2 possible reasons for the eye color change. One reason is that due to melanin in the eyes receiving less light at night, the color is darker during this time because of how people perceive it, yet the color is technically still blue. The other reason is that there are some myths that say when a sorcerer or witch casts a spell on you, your eye color changes as a result. This could be a reference to the Snow Queen encasing Lucy with her magic, but it is uncertain. Lucy has additional unique features as well. While dashing, Lucy floats off the ground to give the illusion she is flying like a fairy. Another feature is regarding how she furies. Something of note is that most Tales Runner characters say phrases that are about getting them fired up at the start of their fury animation. However, Lucy says spells while furying. These are like the flow of water, at the speed of the sun's light, de asosta, and ruple telecom, the latter being 2 chants to make someone fall in love and make miracle happens respectively. 3 controversies revolve around Lucy that sparked anger with fans concerning her character. The first one appeared when she was revealed and the developers announced a character naming event for her on October 30th, 2015. People suggested several names with many duplicates, however only one person got the grand prize rather than all players who suggested it. This resulted in a list of several names for Lucy, including Lucia, Leia, Sarah, Ellie, Yordon, and Elsie. Strangely, the names selected revolve around the L, R, and S sounds, which may suggest the developers had an idea in mind for Lucy's name. This may provide further credence to the theory of a connection between Lucy and Elsa, with the names such as Lucia, Sarah, Ellie, and Elsie being selected. However, fans did not like Lucy as a name selection for her because it was too common of a name and felt it didn't fit her character. These complaints go against her character when they provided information to get a feel for the character though. They described her as a fairy and a priestess, and Lucy means light, so it seemed effective to name a character who has healing powers associated with fairies and holiness as Lucy. Another controversy emerges when people complain that Lucy didn't actually look like a Tales Runner character. The characters in the past had large round eyes and appeared cute. However, Lucy's design seemed to be more mature with a rounder face and compact eyes compared to the other characters. Further complaints focus on the fact that Lucy's limbs were longer than any other characters and was then compared to D&D. In fact, people said she was just a better D&D because she only had 2 acceleration added to her stats. These complaints simmered down shortly after her release, but she did begin to feel right at home with the visual update of the first 6 characters, such as with Apollo and D&D. The final controversy is about Lucy being a ripoff of Mercedes from MapleStory. Both have similar appearances with blonde hair, blue eyes, pointy ears, and a mature aura. Their stories are somewhat similar, with Mercedes being the queen of the elves in MapleStory, and Lucy suggested to be of fairy royalty. Due to Mercedes' popularity, fans accused Rayon of stealing the character design from MapleStory, but they said it wasn't them who designed the character. According to one of the Korean GMs, Lucy was sent as a design from a user to be a character to Rayon Entertainment. Under Smilegate's new initiative to focus on community after acquiring the game from Nowcom, they decided to create her as a character. This would result in fans sending in their own designs that would lead to the eventual creation of the next Tales Runner character as well. While it may have been a fan creation, Mercedes was released in 2011, 5 years before Lucy, So it could have been a fan copying the character design, but it could have been a coincidence as well, since elf and fairy characters are known for having blonde, silver, or white hair with blue eyes. With the controversies out of the way, let's move on to her story. Lucy's story centers on the Snow Queen event with an attack on the fairy tribe in the Valley of the Wind. The Snow Queen froze the valley and killed all fairy inhabitants within it, including Lucy's family. The Snow Queen's motives are unclear for killing the fairies, as it was Anubis who ordered her to spread darkness, but there may be a personal reason for killing them as well. The only fairy she didn't kill was Lucy, which may suggest Elsa is related to Lucy as her mother, as previously mentioned. Instead, the Snow Queen froze Lucy in a crystal, but the last inhabitants of the Wind Wolf tribe created a gust to blow her into Tales' land. After getting the information of an attack from Anubis, Eden ordered the Tales runners to gather energy for a reactor to melt the ice encasing Lucy. The runners eventually need to face the Snow Queen after failing to melt the ice to unfreeze Lucy due to a seal placed on her. However, after the defeat of the Snow Queen's alternate persona, the White Queen, the Snow Queen runs away through the fairy forest towards the fairy fountain, with Lucy's seal only weakened. The runners pursue her, yet she casts one last spell to force several runners to be brainwashed and fight against one another. After dealing with this trouble, the runners defeat the Snow Queen once more to break the seal off Lucy's crystal to set her free, yet the Snow Queen appears to have escaped. With Lucy now free, she participates in the Tales Runner competition in order to grant her wish of reviving the fairies. However, with the recent reveal that the Wish Stone doesn't work on bringing back the dead, it sadly seems like her wish will never come true. In a strange series of events, Lucy is described as a cold-hearted person who respects others yet loves nature. After the ice melted around her, Lucy seems to have become more energetic and lively. So not only did the runners melt the ice around Lucy, they melted the cold around her heart as well. She would continue to aid the assistance of the Tales runners during the next big story event of Dr. Hell's Rebellion and would celebrate the arrival of Princess Lala. During Tales Academy, she would appear with an alternate version of herself where she is studying abroad due to her parents' requests. Lucy is in the Nature Preservation Club at Tales Academy alongside Ocean. In the club, the player observes Lucy's ability to speak with plants and animals due to being a fairy. She also owns a pet bunny named Ruby, who is her first friend ever due to her shy personality, but you as the runner become Lucy's first personal friend. She doesn't appear to join Sirius or Trace as a team, but says she hates Trace for how they treat the lawn by running over it constantly. Eventually, Lucy becomes the school's gardener to water the plants around the academy. She later finds a bunny friend for Ruby and shares it with the runner. Near the end of the first semester, she misses her family and friends in her homeland, but eventually befriends Ming Ming while gardening. In the second semester, she joins Team Science-y due to her love of nature for ecology. However, due to the alternate dimension created by Lala disappearing, many of the animals and plants begin to disappear except for Ruby. She questions Harong about it due to her knowing about his ability to travel through dimensions and begs him to search for the animals and plants. He makes an attempt but fails to find them. This leads to Lucy going into a deep depression and begins to worry about Ruby and the garden. However, the Tales Academy dimension ceases existing before resolving this plot thread. Due to her small group of connections, she only has a few relationships. She works with Ocean in the Nature Preservation Club and befriends Ming Ming later on. She runs into Harong many times, who is a troublemaker for her due to being the coach and having people run on the lawn. Other than that, Lucy does appear in the comics as a different person. There's a manhwa of an alternate storyline with a character named Lucy, but she bears no resemblance to the Tales Runner Lucy. Additionally, a webtoon exists that was made to prepare for Miho's arrival called Running with a Friend, that featured Lucy and Shiho fighting for a spot in the Guild of the Royal Knights. While Lucy has the same appearance, her character is more of a spoiled high-class girl with tsundere tendencies rather than a lively yet caring individual. It is unsure if this is canon or not. However, due to this comic, Lucy is paired with Shiho in shippings often. Players also ship her with R due to them having abandonment issues, and eventually paired her with Harong because of her interactions in Tales Talk with him. One other thing to note is that she was the first tarot card released as the High Priestess, mirroring her position as a fairy priestess of healing and purification. When in the upright position, she symbolizes knowledge, and while in the reverse position, she symbolizes rudeness and cruelty. Finally, during the New Year event of 2018, UC got an exclusive set for her called the Rose Knight set. It is an alternate take on her story, where she becomes a fairy knight in order to protect all fairies of the Valley of the Wind. Hello everyone, Shedge here. I just want to say thank you very much for watching. I hope you greatly enjoyed this video. It took me a while to complete this video. I don't know how many hours I put into it, but there were several bits of research I had to do, and I had to go further to confirm several things that I heard. One thing I will try to make a video on is regarding one of these things that I found accidentally while trying to confirm something, so please look forward to that. It's going to be sort of like a 3.5 episode. However, with me going back to school, I don't know how much I can do with these videos. I want to get back into anime analysis videos as well, so hopefully this can go through. Otherwise, I just want to say happy birthday to Lucy, and a huge shout out to Rukie on the Tales Runner Discord for helping me gather some assets for the video. Thank you to her. The help is much appreciated. So please like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoy these type of videos, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.